Hey everybody, so today we're going to be talking about RC planes and how to operate them. So first off, we're going to start out, this is a old plane I got back when I was a freshman in high school, and it's held up pretty nice, but it's a really good trainer, so I just thought I'd show you guys how to learn on a trainer. So first off, we're going to open up the battery tray after looking around just to make sure that there's no damage. I don't believe there is. So put the battery in, get it all settled up, and we're going to close that up. Now that your battery is plugged in and your plane is on and working, you want to go around and you want to wiggle the right stick around 360 degrees, probably 5 times. And typically you would just want to make sure that all your control surfaces are working and functioning properly before takeoff. And then after doing so, you want to set your plane down right here and be holding it from the rear tail, and then quickly apply throttle on your left stick and make sure that the motor is functioning as it should. Now that your control surfaces are all squared away, you want to make sure that you have an open enough place that you can fly 360 degrees around you and you won't crash into a tree. This is very important because there's been a million times where I'm flying on a field and I don't really pay attention to my surroundings and it ends up in a tree at the end of the day, and that's just what you kind of want to avoid. Okay, so now that your control surfaces are all working and you have an area to fly in, you want to make sure that your runway is about 20 yards long so that you have plenty of room to take off, especially if you're a beginner or intermediate flyer. So in order to take off in a successful fashion, you want to line it up straight down a runway, and you want to gradually apply throttle. And as you apply throttle about past half point, it'll start to roll pretty fast, and you want to slowly apply elevator. And by doing so, that will lift the plane safely and ensure that you will gain elevation. Okay, so now that your plane is successfully in the air, some of the most important things are keeping it in the air, right? So in order to do so, one of the most basic patterns that you can start out with is just flying in loops. And doing so, you want to keep your plane at about half throttle and use your right stick from side to side in order to control bank. And as you bank, you want to be adjusting the rudder, or the elevator, excuse me, so that you can gain height and or go nose down in case you want to come in for a landing. Okay, so last but not least, now that you've been flying around for a while, you might want to consider taking it in for a landing. And one of the most important tips when landing is to set it up like a takeoff and come in essentially nose pointed straight at you, so that when it lands, it'll cruise straight towards you and you won't have to go retrieve it. Okay, so when coming in for a landing, assuming the plane is level, you want to decrease throttle slowly and slowly nose down, but nose up occasionally in case it starts to dive too fast. And right when you're about a foot off the ground, then you want to let off throttle and dump the right stick down so that the elevator will cause the rear wheel to engage with the ground, bringing it in safely for a landing. So hopefully I was able to teach you a little bit today. Not only can you watch my video for some tips, but you can also go on to flighttest.com, and they have a lot of training tutorials on how to perform different maneuvers and take off and land like a pro. And another place where to get these would be Horizon Hobby, and they also have a few courses on how to fly and get comfortable with the sticks so that you don't make any silly mistakes next time you're out of the field. Thank you.